Hello and welcome to another episode of Bucket List Living with Brad Norwood. I'm your host, Brad Norwood. Glad to have you listening and watching today. I want to take just a few minutes today and talk about action. In Bucket List Living, we've got to have action. And I want you to look back over the past 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks today that most of our nation has been under quarantine due to the COVID-19. And it's been unprecedented times for all of us. We've adapted and learned that the only constant is change, right? And every day we've had to adapt to something new, whether it's been kids at home and teaching them, doing schoolwork, being on Zoom calls. So much has been expected of us. But I want to ask you today about action. And what action have you taken over the past 8 weeks? Not what little tedious things have you done, but what major action have you taken in your life? The intentional action to say, you know what, I don't know how much time that I'm going to be locked down. I'm going to do this to better myself. I want to do this because it will lead to this. What action have you taken? I shared on social media today, I've taken action to read 10 pages a day, and I'm reading the book Traction right now. Actually on my list this year is to read a book a month. And so to do that, I'm reading 10 pages a day. It's an easy way to break down books. I'm not a person that likes to read. I can't stand to read. I can't stand to watch movies. I've got ADD, okay, I guess is the best way to say it. If you want me to come up with a great idea, put me down in front of a movie or hand me a book. But 10 pages is about my threshold. Number one, I can take in what I'm reading and understand it, absorb it, and put it into action, okay? Number two, it hits that time frame for me that 10 minutes is about all I can last. That's a flaw I have. But to take that action, to make it intentional, is a small win that I can get every day to say, I got my 10 pages in. Maybe for you, it's exercise, running. I know during quarantine, it's been tough to do that. Gyms have been closed. We've had to get outside. Maybe the action is being intentional with your family, to sit down with your spouse, to sit down with your kids and have meaningful conversation, to ask each other what your dreams really are. I shared with my kids last night, we somehow got on the subject of building our dream home. And what would your outside patio, dream patio look like? And we all sat down, the four of us sat down together and drew out what that would look like. Fun to watch our kids dream and to dream with them. We'll probably never have that dream patio that we designed on paper, but it's something that we can dream about, something now that we've written down, and listen, we took action on it because we wrote it down. I tell you all the time in our coaching as we go through the Bucket List Life Plan that if you write something down, if it comes to your head, write it down, because you're 42% more likely to accomplish the task when it's written down. And so I want you to dream it. I want you to write it. I want you to start planning it. And then I want you to execute it, because that's what taking action is. And that's action that's intentional. It's got purpose. It's going to bring more meaning to your life. And as you hear me say all the time, on the other side of this bucket list is a brand new you, and it's called potential. And so as you begin to think and dream of those things and you write them down, you begin to plan it and execute it, you take action. Now look, research isn't action. Okay, I want you to do research if you need to, but that's not the action. The first step in the research, after the research is done, is to write it down. Create the plan. How are you going to accomplish it? How are you going to read this entire book? I'm going to do it in 10 pages a day. It may take me 30 days. It may take me 25. But I know when I'm going to start. I know when I'm going to finish. And the plan is in action. And every single day, it takes just one step, 10 pages, or one workout, or one phone call. That's my action for the day. And after I continue to take those steps of action, lo and behold, I've reached the end date. I've reached the 300 pages. I've reached the 30 consecutive days, or I've reached the financial threshold. I've saved what I needed to save. And the action can be completed, and the dream and the bucket list can be lived. And that's what I want for you. I want you to take action to find that meaning and that purpose in your life. One little step each day will help give you even the smallest but greatest victory, a sense of accomplishment, all because you took action. So what is it that you can take action on, or that you have taken action on over the past 8 weeks? Look back at all the things we could have done. Don't we do that in our life so often? We say, oh, if I would have just started this 8 weeks ago, look where I would be. I would be through one book and on to another. I'd be 10 pounds lighter, whatever it might be. I want you to know that the most important thing you can do today is to take action. Dream it, write it, plan it, and execute it. It's one small step today that will lead you to victory, however many days down the road that needs to be. Dream it, plan it, execute it. You can do it if you take action. If there's one win out there waiting on you today, and I just want you to go take action. Have a great week. And remember, the bucket list life is a life worth living.